we kick off here is Colchester United's biggest game of the season, because they're not in Wolves' sphere in terms of challenging for whatever this season. The U's are more interested, you could argue, in 3 of their next 4 games, but for now it's concentrating on doing their best here and trying to take something from Wolverhampton Wanderers. Colchester are in all white this evening. They're playing from left to right on your radio in this first half. Wolves in their famous old gold shirts, black shorts and old gold socks. It has never been thus. Throwing for the home side down its left hand side, which will be taken by Scott Goldborn, who swapped the championship with Barnsley for Wolverhampton Wanderers in the summer. Back to Jacobs. Jacobs crossing opportunity, gets the ball in. The Congo lets it go, and it's gone in. 50 seconds on the clock, and it's floated beyond the Kungai. Jacobs cross. Wolves 1, Colchester 0.
Yeah, I don't think anyone got a touch, did they? The cross came in, and an awful start. I don't know it. I don't know if it was going over Magnus Kungai's head, so he couldn't get it anyway, but it looked to me like he thought it was going straight through to Sam Walker, so he's left it, and unfortunately it's gone past Sam Walker into that corner. No one getting the touch. Awful start for Colchester United, and already 1-0 down, so the character already has got to sort of come into being and see how they react.
He ducked under it, David, didn't he? And I don't think his goalkeeper shouted. It's gone across the face of Sam Walker, and so gone into the far corner. Just a cross from Jacobs, as the U's have it near side with Gavin Massey. Massey across a very congested midfield inside the Wolves half. But what were we saying? The old cliches of keep it quiet for 20 minutes. And it's dreadful. I mean, it's a defensive error. I mean, I don't think it was high on Max. It looked like he just head that ball away, really, but he's ducked under it. The U's standing skipper. And Colchester United live on BBC Essex. A goal down after 50 seconds. We'll be back with Carl Akimi, who came through the youth system here at Wolves in the home side goal. Had 9 loads away from the club and seemed to be heading out, but Kenny Jackett's seen something, has restored him. But he has been behind the likes of Wayne Hennessy and Marcus Hanneman down the years, 2 very good goalkeepers in their own right. Good call defending from Tom Eastman, works the ball back to goalkeeper Sam Walker, who I think was blindsided by a Kungai ducking out of the way a bit anyway, and just went across his left hand and into the far corner. Michael Jacobs cross, drifting in, making it Wolverhampton Wanderers 1, Colchester United 0. 7th goal of the season for the man signed from Derby County. Who's going to fall into the Wolverhampton Wanderers 18-yard area? Comfortably dealt with. This is a chance for James Henry, signed for Millwall in January after a successful loan spell. Actually made his debut for Wolves doing that loan spell for Millwall against the U's earlier this season. Broken up on the halfway line by Gilby, but can't retain possession. The ball is back in the centre of midfield with Evans. Back to Danny Bart, former Colchester loanee. Over the halfway line, the Wolves playing a bit of keep ball, and suddenly the youth plans and the long team talk and tactics talk in the hotel pre-match has gone out the window, and the youth now have to keep it solid until half-time and maybe go for it a little bit after the break if they can just keep themselves in this game. But 1-0 down. Michael Jacobs after 50 seconds. With the ball down the left-hand side now for Evans to get a ball into the box, and it goes right across the face of goal, and it's put out over the far side for a throw by Ryan Dixon.
Yeah, it looked like McDonald wasn't going anywhere with that, was there? I mean, I think even Evans kind of stopped because he didn't think there was any way the ball was going to come to him. But somehow McDonald manufactured a left-footed pass down that line into his path, and I think Jackie will probably be disappointed that someone wasn't on the far post coming in on that cross that Evans put in, because you kind of expect when it's on one side the midfielder from the other side. I think at the moment it's Henry over that side really should have been making his way into the box.
Ipswich goal down in the Championship. Patrick Bamford after 37 seconds at Portman Road. Edin Dzeko scored after 45 seconds. Michael Jacobs scored after 50 here. Here come the Wolves now, bursting through the mass ranks that use white-shirted defence. It was a good run by Henry, getting in between Dixon and David Wright, but the U's push it away for the throw-in. Under pressure here in the opening stages, and a goal down already on BBC Essex. It's over on the far side with Jacobs. He scores the goal, gets it forward into the box. Clark battling for it, comes from the near side, shot driven in and blocked away by the diving challenge Gavin Massey, I think it is. No, it's Ali Cisse has thrown himself in on that. It arrived at the feet of Lee Evans. Cisse threw himself at it. Corner kick.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it looked to me like Clark might be getting to it in the air. He went above him, and the defender, I think Magnus was marking him, went above them. And I think it came to a wall play on the far post, and I think it was a great one from Cisse. I think that shot was flying on target at least.
Corner to the home side, up to the far post. Walker doesn't come for it. Oh, there's going to be a goal. Not out of touch. Jeez. Just for a moment I thought the referee was going to blow for a penalty, because it seemed to be a Colchester man, it may well be Jabbo Ibere, tugging and shoving and shunting the Wolves man at the far post, and I paused because I saw the referee blow his whistle, giving a free kick there to Colchester.
I think he must have seen something before the ball came in, or as the ball was coming in, as the ball went to the far post. Now all we could see from up here, all I could see then, and I think you were the same, was Jabbo Ibere pulling the Wolves player to the ground. But so whether the referee saw something just before then that precipitated that, and Jabbo Ibere was being fouled, so he got in behind us now.
Here's Alex Gilby down the right for Colchester, looking to give Gavin Massey something to run onto, but it's over hit. And it's behind for the goal kick to the home side, beaten only twice here in the league this season by Walsall and by MK Dons. As David mentioned, they've only conceded 9 goals on home territory this season. In fact, 23 in League One full stop, as Okungai does head the ball away this time. Drops to Leon Clark, wearing gloves this evening, out to the far side for Jacobs. Get his cross in here from the far side this time. Left footed, it's half blocked by the user. Right to the edge of the box again for Evans. Back to Jacobs. Jacobs getting his cross in. Half cleared by the user, and eventually stopped away by Craig Eastman. Tom Eastman making the initial interception, and the clearance completed by Craig Eastman up to the halfway line. Colchester have never scored here at Molyneux. They're going to have to change that one this evening if they're to get anything from it whatsoever, but it's pretty much a tide of old goals from right to left at the moment. It's Henry in the centre of the park, inside the youth territory, switches it near side for the overlapping goal ball, who can't keep it in play. Throwing to Colchester United. Joe Dunn out to the edge of his technical area. His assistant Mark Kinsella has been there from kick-off, and individual errors, David, you just can't make allowance for, can you?
No, you can't, and you just can't. Everything he said in the build-up to the game, everything he said at the training ground yesterday would have been about keeping them quiet and getting on things.
Now here's the ball, Spencer in the middle, one-on-one with the goalkeeper, saved by Sam Walker. It was a run from Jacobs, slipped through there superbly by Henry. Jacobs running onto it, Sam Walker making the save.
Yeah, and I mean, you're just looking at it, and their move was just so good in front of the Colchester back four, and then it was a straight ball, aligned with a diagonal run. I mean, it's old things that you work on in the training ground. If you're attacking the back four, can you do that? Can you time the run? And then can you just leave the ball in front of the forward to go on to? That time, Sam Walker making a good save with his foot, with sticking out his left foot. But Colchester United, they've got to be organised. And I think a lot of pressure is going to come on David Wright, because he's going to be the one that's going to be having to tell the youngsters. Because although I think we see Craig Eastman as a player not quite in the young mould, still very inexperienced in terms of league football, so he'll be one that you still have to talk to.
Well, Jacobs is pulling the strings wonderfully at the moment, gets the ball out to the far side, crosses fired in, hanging up, and Cisse is forced to head it behind for another corner kick.
Yeah, I mean, Wolves are getting out to the two players in wide areas really, really quickly and early, and they're whipping crosses in, and even if the players in the middle aren't winning it, that's another corner conceded, so it's another chance for them to get in the box with Bart and Stearman, I think, have gone up to join Clark up there, and
plenty of height for this second corner, into the near post, headed away from the 6-yard line by Ibere, comes back to the edge of the area where it's collected by Kevin McDonald. His ball pass is blocked by the U's. Arsenal 0, Swansea City 1 in the Premier League. Bowling for the Dutchman for Swansea. Arsenal beaten by 6 in the weekend. Here's Gavin Massey making a burst towards the ball's area now. In for Ibere, back to Massey, plenty of gold shirts back to defend this one. Massey shows far too much of that to goalboard, but retains possession. Back to Cisse in a very advanced position. Cisse up to the far post. Goalkeeper coming on TV, and he makes a pretty comfortable play in the end. Better from Colchester, and nice to see the fullback down this near side, Ali Cisse, getting forward.
Yeah, it was indeed. I mean, he joined Gavin Massey very well there. Craig Eastman, there was with the initial ball down the right-hand side to Gavin Massey to allow Colchester to break, but it's good to see that Cisse was galloping up to join in, because we see him as more of a defender than the likes of Tosin Olufemi and Ryan Dixon on the other side, and Brian Wilson, attacking players. So it was good to see Cisse's happy now that he can get forward and join him.
Hanging ball up to Leon Clark, who checks down wonderfully. And it's back on the halfway line. A sliding challenge goes into Craig Eastman. Just catch the man in the centre of the park there. Lee Evans, free. Mr. Walmer, able to let play continue as the home side have possession. And then finally there is a foul on the edge of the centre circle, this time by Alex Gilby, and that will be a free kick to Wolverhampton Wanderers, leading by a goal to nil here on Football Extra from BBC Essex this evening. No goals elsewhere in League One to tell you about. Boney's goal, Wolverhampton Boney's goal coming after 10 minutes as the ball goes into the 18-yard area, and it's collected by Sam Walker. Notts County have taken the lead away at Crewe Alexandra. Just as I say that, the U's are at Notts County at the weekend. Commentary here on BBC Essex is Tranmere 0, Swindon Town 1. Tranmere the next opposition at the Community Stadium in 10 days' time. Commentary again from the home of the county's live sport. Ipswich 0, Derby 1, still the championship as well. Wolves have it at the back, and it's with Danny Bart, a former Colchester loanee, who actually made his Wolves debut against Southend United 4 years ago now. Very popular when he was with the youth, Danny Bart, learning his trade. Colchester bring the ball away down the left-hand side. It's a good bustling run by Ryan Dixon, but he runs straight into the back of Ricketts, and it's back with Bart, and all the way back to goalkeeper Ikemi, who's of Nigerian descent, but he's English, and Leon Clark controls nicely. Trying to feed it through to his fellow front runner Edwards, but the U's are able to close that one out. It's at the back now with Magnus Okungai. We played 11.5 minutes. Long ball up front for Ibrahim. He won't get that one. Bartlett drops over his head. Fellow centre-back steal and push it back to goalkeeper Ikemi. All fans in fine voice this evening. They can sense a return to the championship, and you can't blame them for being happy there, because they've had a pretty miserable couple of years. Probably, not many football fans have had a worse 2 years than they've had.
No, indeed not. And the fans they're certainly getting behind them this season. I'm sure they've enjoyed this season more than they have the last two. But just watching them play, their movement's just so good, Glenn, at the moment. The interplay between different players. I mean, you try and write down the formation. At the beginning, it was Edwards sitting up front with Liam Clark, but he's interchanging with Jacobs and Henry. Henry's on the left now, and we had him down starting on the right-hand side. There's all sorts of movement in and around the midfield and forward areas for Wolves. That comes from being a confident side, and to be honest with you, having about 80% of the possession as well.
They are oozing confidence, beaten only once in the last 10, and won 8 of those. As a cool guy under pressure from Leon Clark, just knocks the ball out for a throw-in. Midway point of the Colchester United half. The U's file back in their all-white strip this evening. It's with the man David just mentioned, James Henry, England and Scotland under-19 international, no less. You can switch allegiances during the age groups. Here come the U's forward Dominic Boyce. Nice little break by Boyce, but it's the ball forward to Ibrahim. It's far too hard, and it dribbles through to goalkeeper Ikemi once again. Let's Gilby up alongside Jabba Ibrahim momentarily, trying to keep Wolves honest, but they're allowed to play it out from the back, and it's David mentioned David Edwards dropping deep this time to collect the ball off the back for the Welsh international.
I think Alex Gilby has just been tasked with trying to stay in and around McDonald when it drops into the backboard to get it. Can you get in and around them and then get back in your position? But McDonald's good enough to find areas as soon as Alex Gilby turns his shoulder to get away.
Here's the ball over the top, which Edwards runs onto the flag. Does eventually go up. Colchester's collective at the back are very pleased to see the assistant raise his flag in the affirmative to their appeals. All four had their right arms up. Wolves 1, Colchester 0, Tranmere 0, Swindon 1, Crewe 0, Notts County 1, all in League 1 this evening. Last night on BBC Essex, we had Southend United 3, Oxford United 0, a result which restored the Blues to the top 7. For how long it depends on tonight's result. Not for too long if things continue to go the way they are. Blues and present way York beat Torquay by a goal to nil. Referee penalises Jabba Ibrahim for backing into his man. A free kick to the home side, which Ikemi takes very quickly and hits it long over the top for Clark to run onto. Eastman heads away, but can only drop it straight to the path of James Henry, trying to poke it through to Clark. Eastman and Craig Eastman get in the way of each other, but eventually it's out of harm's way from Vos to Ryan Dixon. Dixon's ball up to the halfway line. It's straight to a man in an old gold shirt. That's poor, I'm afraid, and they're giving possession away. Just need to keep the ball, David, somehow.
Yeah, they do indeed. They need to get those. And when you have got three central midfield players, when you do get the ball, that's where you've got to be looking.
They have given it away now. It's broken up by Ibrahim. Massey comes over the halfway line. Ibrahim hugging the near side touchline. Back to the halfway line for Cisse. Inside for David Wright. The Wolves file plenty of men behind the ball, and the U's are forced all the way back to Okungai. Nice little triangular passes from the U's, but to say they've been forced back. Eastman's going to hit it long and drift it down the near side, looking to get the overlapping Massey in behind Goalbourne here. Massey's got there, he gets a shove in the back from Goalbourne, and all he could do, the U's front runner, is put it away for the throw-in in a very deep defensive position, rather than letting it run out for the goal kick. We're off to Welling in just a second. 50 seconds is how long it took Wolves to take the lead here. See what Braintree have got on the score sheet yet. Never cleared it the home side, and it's with Cisse now letting it roll out for the throw-in. Inside for Ibrahim to the edge of the box. The big man doing well to hold off a couple of challenges. Tries to get across in, but has to hold it up because there's not a white shirt in the box. And the U's win another throw-in. Level with the edge of this Wolverhampton Wanderers 18-yard area. We've reached the quarter of an hour mark on Football Extra from the BBC in Essex. Wolves 1, Colchester 0. U's on the attack. Down the right-hand side comes Cisse. Cisse whips the cross in, headed away from the near post. Back to Okunga in a very advanced position. Magnus Okunga back to William Clark, goes to the ground. It's good upper body strength of the Wolves front runner. And the clearance hits the back of the referee and drops straight to Dominic Bose. But he's closed up the shooting opportunity, but slides it into Ibrahim. Back to Bose. Bose shoots, tipped over by Akimi. And the referee, it struck the back of Andy Warmer from Stearman's clearance. And he almost set the U's up. Good effort from Dominic Bose.
It was indeed, and a good play from Debo Gray to hold the ball with 2 or 3 players around him, rolled it off, and great decision from Dominic to go first time. But fair play to the ref then. He got up a lot quicker than some players do these days after being hit on there with the ball. But certainly, and to be fair to the Wolves players, they didn't give him any stick at all for setting up Colchester United on the attack. But he was straight up and able to continue. But as it is, Colchester United have a corner, and Wolves with everybody back inside or in and around their penalty area.
Short corner taken by the U's, and it's back now for a crossing opportunity. Okunga leaves it down the left-hand side. The ball eventually floats into that Wolves 18-yard area. And Eastman and Okunga have gone forward. They'll have to trot back now. It's a poor cross from Gavin Massey, and he's forced to go back and collect the ball. Let's drop in on Parkview. Welling against Braintree, Mark Babbage.
And no goal so far here, Glenn. It's been somewhat scrappy on a poor surface, and Braintree with just Sean Marks playing up front. Alan Devonshire is normally a confirmed 4-4-2 man. He's going 4-5-1 today, and Sean Marks battling against the odds on his own at the moment. 19 and a half played, Welling 0, Braintree Town 0.
League 1, Bristol City 1, Port Vale 0. J. Emmanuel Thomas, who was lively in spells on Saturday, has put Steve Cottrell's side in front against Port Vale. Now Tranmere 1, Swindon Town 1 also in League 1, keep updated League 1 and the Premier League. And it's now Preston 0, Peterborough United 1. There's a long ball down the right-hand side for Henry to run onto. Put away by Tom Eastman for the throw-in. Crawley Town 0, Sheffield United 1. Sheffield United's long run as Walker fields the ball goes down its near post. The unbeaten run of 11 games was ended by Wolves at the weekend. Everyone saw that as a potential banana skin for the League 1 leaders, but they negotiated it pretty comfortably in the end. Just joining us on BBC Essex, Wolves leading by a goal after 50 seconds from Michael Jacobs. It was a cross which Magnus Okunga ducked under. I think he thought his goalkeeper was going to get it, but it went right across the face of Sam Walker and into the far corner, the worst possible start. Since then, Walker's been forced into a couple of smart saves, but at the other end, Dominic Bose has had an effort tipped over as well. Walker, poor clearance, all the way out of the ground. Collection on the edge of the centre circle by James Henry. He's got Clark and Edwards ahead of him. Henry slips it one way, runs the other, runs into the back of the Colchester man, tries to buy the free kick. That's where he gets the Wolver. He's not buying that. David Wright takes an ace to clear it. Craig Eastman wins it in the centre of the park. Now, here's a chance for the U's to set themselves away with the powerful run of Alex Gilby over halfway. Slipping it for Jabba Ibrahim. Ibrahim, can he get a shot off it? Into the 18-yard area, gets a shot away, and it's blocked, and goalkeeper Akimi will pounce on that. Maybe should have hit it earlier.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. Alex Gilby has rolled it to him. I think he's just got to let it run across his body and go with his left foot. I know he'll probably say that he's not comfortable there, but I think you've got to use what bit of the pitch is most available to you in and around the penalty area. That was his decided to come inside, and by the time he got the shot away, 2 or 3 players able to get the block in, and then Akimi able to collect the ball down in the corner. But a bit brighter from Colchester United, and you wondered how long David Wright was taking it in pretty much inside his 6-yard box to put it out, but I think it was Craig Eastman that found a little bit of space in that midfield area. David Wright found it fantastic well, and that first time ball from Craig Eastman set Alex Gilby on the run forward. But we talked earlier, didn't we, about that when you have got the ball, looking in that area where we are 3v2, and hopefully one of the 3 can get in space.
Rotherham 1, Brentford 0. League 1 tonight. a week tomorrow, we're at London Road, Peterborough against Colchester United. That's been switched after an early postponement this season. You might expect it would have been a Tuesday, but it was put to a Wednesday in case Peterborough were involved in the JPT this weekend on Sunday, and indeed they were. They beat Swindon in that penalty shootout in the Southern Area final. Played Chesterfield at Wembley. Free kick to Colchester, a cheap one given away. Ali Cisse will have it 3 or 4 yards inside the Wolves territory. The head-to-head here is 8 wins for Wolves and just a 2 for Colchester. The first meeting back in 1986, which Colchester won by 3 goals to 0. That was when Wolves were at their lowest ebbs. Molyneux was crumbling, and financially they were stricken. Eventually found their way back into the top division after a number of years. They were rebuilt initially by Graham Turner as the ball is run in the Wolves half by Eastman, and the referee's going to put it back for a foul by the former Arsenal man. A free kick to Wolves inside their own half.
Yeah, and I can imagine him not taking too many more fouls from Craig Eastman, because we're only 2 or 3 fouls, quite cheap fouls admittedly in the middle third. In fact, the referee is pulling him over, and actually he's actually booking Craig Eastman. The first one was very, very clumsy, and that second one was a little bit more cynical than the first one, but the referee decided nothing. I thought he was going to give him a talking to and say no more fouls please, but he decided nothing's enough and has booked Craig Eastman.
First yellow card of the evening, that all happening in the 22nd minute. Craig Eastman will have to watch himself for the rest of the evening. Wolves 1, Colchester 0. The user won it back on the halfway line. Good harrying, and then Dominic Bose is dragged to the ground, and the referee puts his arms behind his back. Dixon on the run now, going to use a throw in. 1-0, they trail approaching the midway point of this first half. Incidentally, that first season the two sides met when Colchester won 3-0 in the opening game. They eventually played each other in the playoffs. That was the first season in the playoffs. The U's lost 2-0 at home and drew 0-0 here at Molyneux. Was headed forward by David Wright to Ashley near side. Ibarre, midway point of the Wolves half, back to Cisse, back to the halfway line for a Kungai. Halfway again, slid into Ibarre, but he's immediately surrounded. But he just bullish upper body strength of Ibarre. Plays a little 1-2 with David Wright. Overhit though. Good piece of defending done by who David thinks is the best player in League One, Kevin McDonald, and he plays a lovely pass out of his own 18-yard area as well into the interlinking midfielder Lee Evans. Evans clipping it to the far side, and it's not cut out by Ryan Dixon. He's judged that one side. He didn't know whether to go for it or not. Went for it, and it went beyond him. And Wolves on the attack now. Leon Clark awaits the cross. Shot comes in wide of Sam Walker's right hand upright from James Henry.
Yeah, it was a good run, wasn't it? After a fantastic ball out there, and Henry faced Ryan Dixon up, got him square on, came inside, and unleashed a shot. From Sam Walker's reaction though, it never looked like it was ever threatening the Colchester United goal, but great play from one end to the other. Like I said, Kevin McDonald first of all doing the defensive side of things, making sure that Chad Ibarre didn't get on the end of the 1-2, and then I think he took it by 2 Colchester players in his own penalty area before clearing the ball, and then I think, I'm not sure who it was in the end, put the ball, I think it was Evans that the ball out to Henry on that right hand side, but great break from Wolves.
Newcastle 0, Everton 1 in the Premier League. Ross Barkley, sure to be on the plane to Brazil at the end of the season. On the score sheet there, Roberto Martinez's side. Everton, the Championship leaders, and the Premier League elect Leicester City are behind. I hope it's Yeovil, I think. Championship, that surely can't last, though. Yeovil ran Wigan very close last week, didn't they? Throwing for Colchester, midway point of the Wolves half as they come from left to right on BBC Essex, and they're all white. Cisse inside, both slips over, and that enables Edwards to pick it up in the centre of the park and spray the ball wide for James Henry. Henry's got Leon Clark, Kevin McDonald and Edwards all waiting for a cross. Henry up against Ryan Dixon, twists one way, jinks the other, gets a left-footed cross in, headed away at the near post by Eastman for a throw in.
Yeah, no, I mean, even when Colchester United are unlucky, Wolves breaking so quickly out of it down that right-hand side through Henry again, but Dominic Bose had the ball. It's very clever a turn from the throw-in, but unfortunately just lost his footing and went to ground, allowing Wolves to break.
Here they are again from the short throw, building down the U's left. Dixon has not conceded the corner to the assistant, not behind for the goal kick. The Wolves subs get up and down for a bit of a jog. Manager Kenny Jackett, who quit Millwall at the end of last season, having been a very popular manager there for a number of seasons and got them to an FA Cup semi-final, got them promoted from this division as well, and very quickly was installed as the favourite to take over here at Wolves, and Wolves had been through about as many managers as you go through socks, David, and eventually they arrived at the correct appointment. Sam Walker, the ball takes an awful bobble as he clears it away, and he skied it. Ceesay gets the flick on up to the halfway line. Ashley immediately faced up by Goalball, back to Gilby. Gilby clipping it over the top for Ibrahim. Difficult ball for the Hughes leading score to deal with. And Stearman back to goalkeeper Ikemi. And I think a lot of clubs have realised if you end up at this sort of level in the bottom two divisions, even if you are a big club, it's no good going for the big name. You go for the man who knows it and done it.
Yeah, definitely, and Kenny Jackett certainly has at this level, and I think even at the level above with Millwall, I mean, I think he knew what he was doing and what he had to do, but certainly at this level, I can't imagine he would have, if the chairman had said,
oh, that's a poor back pass, through on goal, this will be 2-0, Sam Walker sent the play away, but it doesn't matter, it's a terrible back pass, and Sam Walker left one-on-one, and it was an easy finish in the end for Tom Eastman's poor back pass. Wolves 2, Colchester.
Yeah, I think it was Tom Eastman. Yeah, I think that they just left it far too short, and not being funny, you're going to get punished against every League One striker pretty much with that kind of mistake. But against teams that have Wolves quality, I think it was almost inevitable that it was going to end up in the net. I think Sam Walker half changed his mind. I think he half thought he was might be able to get there in the initial challenge, but unfortunately he just didn't think he could get there, so backed off, and then I think it was inevitable once Wolves played got there first that he was always going to be a favourite to put it away, and unfortunately for Colchester United, a stage of play where Sam Walker hadn't have been pressing too much. Don't get me wrong, Wolves will still having plenty of possession and still making things very uncomfortable for the Hughes defence. Sam Walker has had too many actual shots to save in the last 15 minutes. Another mistake, I'm afraid, left there, puts us 2 down.
Wolves 2, Colchester nil. It may have been Ryan Dixon's back pass. The 2 left-sided players were over on that far side. There were 3 or 4 Wolves players around them. It was just under hit. Simple as that. It wasn't dangerous to play the back pass as long as you got enough on it. They didn't. And Edwards was allowed a clean run through, go around Sam Walker, push the ball into the back of the net. And now, you may be worried for Colchester United, but as you said, David, Joe Dunn will come up here after the game, regardless of the result, say 2 individual errors. Other than that, fine.
Yeah, exactly that. I mean, you look at it, and it has been like that. Yes, Wolves have had the possession. Yes, they've had the territorial advantage, and they've sort of worked the Colchester United defence far more than we have them. But in terms of actual shots on target, things haven't been too bad. But you look at it, 2-0 down in the first half. It looks dreadful. Let's be honest, then it does look dreadful. And the 2 goals themselves in isolation were dreadful goals to concede. And we've said it a few times that individual mistakes has cost us, but it's going to be very, very difficult to get back in the game now that those mistakes have happened.
Leon Clark's offside. David with 5th of the season, incidentally. The Welsh international,
and he probably didn't even make that run. He probably just thought, well, when it goes back to the keeper, at least I'm here to maybe close him down a little bit. No, all of a sudden he's like, actually I can get that. And I think Sam, the pace at which he went to go forward on it made Sam's mind up. I think Sam was in a position where he could have gone for that first one, and if he'd have carried on, he might have engaged the ball a little bit sooner.
I think possibly Ryan Dixon's poor back pass. I have to look back at it on the replay. That happened right over on the far side of the pitch, and as I say, it wasn't a dangerous decision in itself as long as he got enough pace on it, and he didn't. 2-0 to Wolves here on BBC Essex with 29 minutes played. The Wolves fans very pleased to cheer their side up to another 3 points, and unless Colchester could do something, and something PDQ to get themselves back into this game. Ceesay with a throw to the Hughes, level with the edge of the Wolves 18-yard penalty area. Eastman gets a challenge in, back to David Wright, back to Ceesay. Eastman trying to hit it down this near side touchline, blocked, cut out, and away comes Lee Evans. Evans on the burst, faced up by David Wright. Wright puts his arm on the back of Evans. Free kick to Wolves. Let's go see how Braintree getting on. Any better there, Mark Babbage?
Well, it's not too bad, Glenn. 32 minutes played here. Braintree have been more than a match for. Well, neither side have fashion too many chances. Just one to the eye, the header from Teddy Davis, so just tips over the bar by Lee Butcher, the home keeper. It's Welling United, nil, Braintree Town. The commentary continuing there on the BBC Essex and BBC Sport website. Here on FM and Digital, Wolves 2, Colchester United 0. Goalborn. The ball is switched down the left-hand side for Edwards. It's all very easy for Wolves, very comfortable in possession, and then they drop off the U's when they have the ball, but one side is more penetrative than the other one. Here's McDonald floating the ball up towards half-line. Clark! Good save, Sam Walker! And then Clark handles the ball while he's on the ground. I think the referee spotted that. But Sam Walker very alive to the downward header from Leon Clark to make the save.
Yeah, and I mean, he should be 3-0 with that header, shouldn't he? I mean, great ball in from McDonald again, just whipped over the defender's head, and Clark's just in a position where I think he just has to head it either side of Sam Walker. Great instinctive reaction save from Sam, and then to get hold of the rebound as well, really should be 3-0, and credit must go to Sam for making that save to prevent it.
Still only 2-0, but you fear the worst, unless the U's can step it up and just get a bit closer. Because at the moment, Wolves are playing through. The massive poor ball played forward by Ryan Dixon, cut out over on that far side by Ricketts, the skipper. Signed on a free transfer from Bolton Wanderers. Bolton have paid £300,000 for it. Going on the halfway for the U's, which Dixon will take down the touchline. Held up by Ibarre, cleared away by Wolves. Down the middle for Clark. Clark up against Eastman and Bukungai. Second time the U's have faced Leon Clark this season. Played them against Coventry earlier this season. Leon Clark, square pass off for Jacobs, who scored the first one from what was intended to be a cross. Switches play out to the near side for Goalborn, very advanced position. The U's file everyone, bar Ibarre, back behind the ball. Alex Gilby catches his man as the layout is made up to the edge of the area. This is Jacobs, just closed out from the shooting opportunity, and the U's play it out to the back, Eastman, and then right. And then Dixon laying up to the halfway line. Ibarre will not get that. It's over hit. And Bart, who might as well get an armchair out at the moment, works the ball back to Stevens. 2-0 to the home side on BBC Essex. Put in from Dominic Bose, just possesses Jacobs momentarily. So they set the back now with Stearman, former England under-21 international, into McDonald. Tug on the shirt now from Cisse, and a free kick to Wolves. 30 yards out from goal to the left as we look at it. They try to take it quickly. Alex Gilby does the experienced thing and just stands in front of the ball to prevent that. 2-0 Wolves lead.
Yeah, and it was a cheap free kick as well, because I think the Wolves man was going into a pack of 3 or 4 Colchester United players. I think he was pretty much going to lose possession, so cheap free kick to give away, and it allows Henry to whip a ball into that penalty area, and as we've seen, they've got plenty of over 6-footers there to attack the ball.
They're already 2-0 down Colchester, and this is real danger. James Henry clips the cross in. Walker fields as it low down in his 6-yard area. Just got the angle slightly wrong there, Henry. You can see what he was doing, because he's got Clark and he's got Bart running in on it.
Yeah, indeed, and that's the area you want to whip it into between Sam Walker and the defence.
David Wright had it at the back for the U's, up to the halfway line from Matthews. Had a goal in the conference prem off there in moments, with Ali Cisse clipping it up towards Jabo Ibarre. It's asking a lot of the U's now, but he cushions a pass off to Eastman in the centre circle for Gilby. Gilby running to the near side, almost dispossessed, gives it off to Cisse. Halfway to Eastman, who without looking plays it up to David Wright, very advanced David Wright, poaching down the top side for Matthews. Didn't really anticipate that. He needs to be on his toes a bit more, Gavin Massey. Wasn't alive to the pass of David Wright. It was obvious what David Wright was going to do, and Massey was sleeping, and David Wright makes up for it by battling back and winning the ball back, and this time Gavin Massey is alive to the pass, and he's shoved to the ground, but he's carried it out. Throw in to Wolverhampton Wanderers. 2-0 down Colchester here. What about Braintree, Mark? Well, Kenny Davis went very close on 22 minutes. That header tipped over. He's gone closer now, Glenn. So close, in fact, that he scored. 34 on the clock. He found the ball drop into his feet, unmarked in the 6-yard box after chronic defending by the Welling United back four. He buried it. Welling United 0, Braintree Town 1.
Kenny Davis with another goal. The Braintree skipper at the back. Lee Evans has it for Wolverhampton Wanderers. All fed out to the far side for skipper of the evening, Sam Ricketts, up to the halfway line for Leon Clark. There's that downward header, superbly saved by Sam Walker a few moments ago on BBC Essex. Goalborn, who's got what looks like a 1980s box cut, with a nice blonde streak running through the middle of it, with an old goal. Sure enough. There's several barbers around Molineux actually. One of them was actually in the stand behind us, Dave. You buzz the intercom apparently. That's handball over on the far side. You buzz the intercom apparently. If you get a haircut there, you get free parking for the game.
That's alright, isn't it?
I think the haircut's about 30 quid, but you know.
To be fair, how hard I've heard some people find it to park tonight, I think they might give them that a go.
That could be interesting at the end of the evening for me. More on that in a few moments' time. It's interesting for Colchester at the moment in the fact that they're working hard to get back in it against the side only beaten here twice this season. They've only conceded 9 goals here in all their League One games. Close win it across the halfway line to David Wright, right inside his own half off to Cisse. Wolves step up and right on the used toes. Good ball by Cisse into Ibra, working down the near side for Massey. Oh, Massey hit it first time. He might have seen David Wright ahead of him. Massey tries to get the cross in second time, knocks away for a throw in.
Yeah, it's a great third man run, wasn't it, from David Wright? In behind, the ball's gone into Jabbo, then out to Gavin, and David Wright's carried on his run into the edge of the box. I think if Gavin Massey just leaves in that hole between the penalty area and the penalty spot, I think David Wright would have been favourite to get there, and might have created no clue for Colchester United as it is though. They've still got it on the edge of the box with Ibra.
They did have it. Ibra is dispossessed. They bring it away to Wolves and Evans plays the ball out to the far side. The home fans begin to applaud but then realise it has run beyond the man and it's picked up by Dixon. Dixon goes on the overlap from Vos. Vos has asked a lot from the left-handed sided player. Dixon gets his cross in. Might reach Ibra, headed away at the near post by Stearman. Comes back to Eastman. Better from Colchester United. It was a decent cross from Dixon as well. Apart from Stearman's intervention, which was timely, Ibra would have had a clean header at goal. Lays it into Vos, up to Ibra. Gilby then misplaces his pass but wins it back. Ibra is forced back to the centre of the Wolves half to right, looking to pull the strings here for the youth. Eastman gets it out from under his feet. It's a Cisse. Cisse for Massey. Cisse tries to go on the overlap, but Massey's closed out. Down the touchline for Ali Cisse, and he's run out of pitch there, and goes away for throwing.
That's unlucky for Colchester United. The first bit of play where they've zipped the ball around, 1 and 2 take part in. Cisse just unlucky with the final touch. Just tried to help it around for himself with the outside of his right foot, but unfortunately ran out of pitch down this right hand side, right in front of us it was. But a good move from Colchester United. They involved 5 or 6 of the players.
The Hughes still forcing Wolves back. An interesting ball. Kevin McDonald across the back, across his own back four. An aerial one, but there was no pressure really coming from the Hughes in an attacking position. And it's back with goalkeeper Akimi. Yes, car parking around Molineux is not the easiest, and all the streets are resident only. You can't really blame them for that. Various car parks. No, there's no parking here. There's no parking here. But no, go round to that car park. You go round to that car park. You pay your money, and then you see on the ticket. Gates closed, locked 45 minutes after the game was finished. Well, I'm on air till 10:30, say I. Oh, you'll be alright. They don't lock the gates till well after that anyway. And what if they do? Well, it's alright because you can come back and see the security guard. He's got a key. Interesting.
Lots of ifs and buts there.
Yeah, groping my way through the dark of Wolverhampton city centre. Heaven only knows what time. Colchester at the moment groping, trying to find their way back. They go, that's good. Oh, I thought it was good upper body strength from Alex Gilby, but the referee decides he shoved over McDonald.
Yeah, frustrated, but I think he was right. He just manoeuvred him out of the way. So Kevin McDonald just almost got in front of Alex Gilby, and Alex Gilby knew that and just moved his body in the way of McDonald. And frustrating as it was, I think it was a correct decision.
Here are Wolves with the ball out on the right-hand side. It's clipped in towards Clark. He's over the right head. Clark heads back across the face goal. And wide. Still 2-0. Clark should have had 2 in the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, indeed he should. And I think if I remember rightly, in the game at Coventry earlier in the season, he had a good few chances where it had been much more than 2-0 there. It's in the same this evening. Leon Clark's missed 2 pure headers to put Wolves even further ahead. But as it is, it stays at 2-0.
Wolves 2, Colchester United 0. Leon Clark, who's got plenty of goals this season, but not in a Wolverhampton Wanderers shirt. Should have had 2 this season. Ball delivered forward by Walker, controlled by Ibra on his side, just inside the home side half. And the Hughes lose possession. Cisse pushing up there to win the ball. The other way to throw it to the home side.
The more worrying thing is the number of times that Leon Clark has got in between the 2 centre-halves or in between the full-back and the centre-half. I mean, on both those headers then, it's not like he's held someone off or won really climbed the highest and won the ball in an aerial challenge. He's had 3 headers at Sam Walker's goal, and I think Magnus Fungai and Tom Eastman need to be much nearer the Clark when the ball is out there.
Wolves have it inside their own half. We've got 6 minutes to go until the break on Football Extra from BBC Essex this evening. Myself, Glenn Speller, alongside David Gregory. Plenty of space in the centre circle for Edwards to kick a pass on the near side for Stearman in a very advanced position to Goldborn, pushing up on the left-hand side for Wolves. They all want the ball. Why wouldn't they? It's a bit of a shooting gallery at the moment, and they're working their way into the 18-yarder. It's a wonderful run, square pass and cleared away. Just a timely interception from Tom Eastman, and they walked their way through the Colchester United defence there, David. Now they've got to be alive to a short throw in which is taken very quickly on this near side. It was Jacobs who ran through on goal, and it was cleared away. Ball goes into the youth box again. They head away at the far post. Ibra in a defensive position gets it half cleared, and Vos looking to carry it away, and it's back now at the feet of Ryan Dixon. Dixon powering up towards the halfway line. Got a white shirt in the bar, and Wolves pick up possession. They just pushed it one side and around the other, David, and Wolves coming forward again. Leon Clark bursting forward to the 18-yarder. As the ball slipped in towards him by Henry, it's over here, and Walker for left.
Yeah, I mean, I think Colchester looked straight in the forward picture when the ball came through, but he passed it to himself, didn't he? So he could be offside, but why on earth didn't he just go for goal himself either? I mean, he's done all the hard work. I think, if he's a bit more selfish there.
That's a good ball play by Dixon down this near side for Gilby. Gilby, it's the 18-yarder, tries to work a shot, but again he runs into too many gold shirts. And Gavin Massey and Jabo Ibra wonder why they bothered, and Craig Eastman running into the box. That's a lovely little step over now from Edwards, brings Goldborn in it, up towards the 18-yard area, in for Edwards. Eastman steps out of defence to win the ball, and it can be carried away now by Gavin Massey. And Tom Eastman, I think we might have wrongly identified for the full back pass, David, on two occasions in the last 2 minutes now. Important interception.
Yeah, definitely, and he sort of stood up to the challenge, didn't he? You look at it, it's just that talking between him and Max of who's marking Leon Clark when the ball goes wide, but two great stops for Tom Eastman there. I still think Colchester have got to retain the ball better when they do get it. It's going back to Wolves far too quickly and too often, and Colchester just aren't getting a breather.
Cisse down this near side for Ibra, brings the ball under control and kicks it in as well. Spinning ball, just puts his boot right on top of it to stop it spinning out of play. Tries to work it down this near side touchline. Stearman tries to step inside Ibra, and Ibra continues his run, but McDonald is there to clean up and give the ball back to goalkeeper Akimi. On the bench for Colchester this evening, Cousins the keeper, Morrison, Sears, Bean, Olafemi, Schmodix and Bob. All this back with Bart. Bristol City 2 now, Port Vale 0 in League 1. 2-0 here as well to the League 1 leaders. That will pull Wolves, by the way, 3 points clear of Colchester if everything stays the same in the bottom quarter of League 1. The news will be interested to see the scores elsewhere tonight. Tranmere 1, Swindon 1, Rotherham 1, Brentford 0, Preston 0, Peterborough 1, Crewe 0, Notts County 1, Crawley 0, Sheffield United 1. Scoreline for you. All over the top now for Leon Clark, in on goal here. Dixon doesn't make the challenge. Clark, good save, Sam Walker, should be turning from empty net, and indeed it is. And this time, I think it is James Henry who's finished it off. Leon Clark had 2 really good chances. This time he has one saved. Henry completes it, and this is becoming a rout. 3-0.
Yeah, I mean, it was once again it was one ball over the top of Wolves, and Ryan Dixon to try to. I think Leon Clark's got the better of Ryan Dixon, and Ryan Dixon's had to slide in for the challenge, just the last ditch one. He's been held off the ball well by Clark. Clark's got a shot away. Sam Walker's made the save, but unfortunately for him, it's come out to Henry. Then he had to move his feet very quickly to get in a position to get his left foot. In the end, it looked a very easy finish, but he had to move his feet and get them in his body in the right position to then tuck it into the empty net. But like you say, a little bit worrying that it is that Colchester holding a very, very high line from a ball where there was no real pressure. There was no real pressure on the man playing the ball in. So I don't know that you can push up that far, that high, when there's no pressure on the ball in front of you. If a player's making a blind pass forward and you come up quickly, but the forwards had plenty of time to make sure that they weren't offside and to make sure they did time that run well.
3-0 to Wolverhampton Wanderers on BBC Essex. It's a horror show at the moment, and it's all too easy for the League 1 leaders, who are a class apart in this division, but for heaven's sake, don't make it easy for them, and that is exactly what Colchester United have done tonight, by gifting the first 2 goals and allowing Wolves to walk through. And you have to say, it could easily be a lot worse than it is now. Maybe you should be thankful for small mercies if you're a Colchester United fan. Do you want to throw in? Right, tight down by the corner flag. Good game to win now, David. Ryan Dixon with it. Vos making the run, making himself the option as we move into the final minute of what has been a one-way first half. Only Dominic Vos with one effort on goal, which Hakimi did really well to chip over the crossbar. Other than that, one-way traffic. Clark's had two headers. He's also had another effort saved by Sam Walker. Henry's also hit one wide. Jacobs has seen an effort saved. Sam Walker's getting plenty of practice this evening. The U's defence could do with a bit of practice as well on how to defend and just try to stay a little bit tighter to their men. I think the problem is that a lot of the runs are coming from deep down. It's not just the front two, is it?
No, isn't it? It's all it's those players we talked about. Sort of plenty of interchanging of positions and everything. But when you can make a run, knowing that players of McDonald's quality and even Stearman from in the back four, has got the ability to look up. If he's not put under pressure, he can put a ball in behind a full-back or in behind a centre half for players to run onto when there is that much space behind them to be able to run into, because Colchester were holding such a high line.
2 minutes of time added on to come. Lake Norient 1, Oldham 0. Oldham still to come to the Community Stadium. They're struggling as well. Bristol City 3 now, Port Vale 0. Coming good at the right time of the season. Here's Goldbourne on the overlap. Inside for the third goal scorer, James Henry. Henry gets his cross in across the face of goal. And the shot eventually comes from Edwards, but he's opened the intercept and put it wide of goal. 3-0 still.
Yeah, and that's another chance, isn't it? I mean, it went from being 20 yards inside Wolves' half, 3 passes, and it's down in the left-hand channel where they're putting a dangerous ball into the penalty area and creating another chance. I don't want to sort of add to it, Glenn, but I mean, you mentioned that long list of chances. I mean, there was also the other one, the Wolves tried to walk in the net, where Jacobs passed it, where he really should have got a shot away, and you look at it, and Colchester United really got their work out. Probably half-time's going to come at a fantastic time for them, for Joe Dunn and Mark Kinsella, because they'll need to organise things, and they'll maybe, even to the point of sort of, where do you draw the line? You're trying to get back in the game, or do you put Marcus Bean on just to try and solidify things in that midfield area?
Bristol City 4 now, Port Vale 0. Wolves 3, Colchester 0 here. Plenty of goals around this evening. Premier League, Arsenal 0, Swansea 1. Manchester United 0, Manchester City 1. Newcastle 0, Everton 1. All latest scorelines for you here on BBCS. It's all the half-times on the way. I'll get a half-time as well from Welling United against French leading by a goal still. Here's a ball into the U's 18-yard area. Cleared away by a Kungai. Going to the home side. A couple of minutes of time added on. We've just clicked into that now. Referee Andy Warmer will, hopefully from a Colchester point of view, bring a swift end to this. Ball drifts into the U's box. Clark going for the knockdown. Comes up off the head last of Dixon. And Walker doesn't manage to keep the ball in. Would have been a corner. Doesn't matter anyway. Half-time whistle goes. Colchester United 3-0 down to the League One leaders, and it could be worse.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, it's not often you say you've escaped with a 3-0 scoreline at half-time, but we certainly have. I mean, they've had plenty of other chances as well, and really good chances, not just half chances, or good possession in and around the penalty area. Decent chances where Leon Clark will wonder how he didn't score with at least one of those 2 headers he had, and Kenny Jackson will be furious with Jacobs for passing. All he's got to do, he's got Sam Walker to beat, and I don't think the player that he was trying to pass to was even in a better position than he was to have a shot away. So I think he'll probably say, look, don't get clever, just carry on, because as much as the goal difference we talk about being a big aspect of the game near the bottom, they'll want to score as many goals as they can. They don't want to be missing gilt-edged chances like they have done, but Colchester United will have to organise really well at half-time, and it might be a case of batting them down the hatches. And I don't like saying it, because you want to go out and win games and you want to go out and play, but
they're not going to win this, David.
They really need to maybe sort of bring Marcus Bean on and change to a 4-4-2 and just solidify things.
David Gregory will be back with us for the second half. If you want to get in touch, you're more than welcome to do so. The second, he's 81333, and start your message with the word Essex, and you can tweet me as well at Glenn Spreader on Twitter.com if you want to give me your thoughts on what you've heard in the first half here. It's been a horror show from a Colchester United point of view, but sometimes you kind of had to admire the opposition and the class above that they are in this division. They shouldn't even be in League One. They won't be much longer. Wolves 3, Colchester 0. We're underway in the second half, live and exclusive to BBC Essex, the football extra on this Tuesday evening. There are no changes for either side. Colchester have got Walker in goal. Back four, Ceesay, Kungai, Eastman and Dixon. Midfield 3 is Eastman, who was booked, Wright, Gilby, and it's both Ibre and Massey as the front 3. The home side have got Hakimi in goal. Back four is Ricketts, Stearman, Bart and Goldbourne. break off as Leon Clark comes forward. Henry, Evans, McDonald and Jacobs in the midfield four, and up front is Edwards alongside Clark. The bench for Colchester is Cover the keeper, Morrison, Sears, B, Olafemi, Schmodix and Bond. And for Wolves, it's McCary, the goalkeeper, Alakobi, Sacco, Price, McAlinden, Dicko and Ebanks Landell. Referee Mike Andy Warmer from Northamptonshire. Goals in the first half from Jacobs, from Edwards and from Henry. Colchester are playing from right to left on their radio in the second half. They're in all white. Wolves are in old gold shirts, black shorts and old gold socks. They have a throw into the halfway line right in front of their two blocks of fans who made the journey this afternoon. Just the easiest or quickest of journeys on the traffic around on the A14 and 11 and the M6 as well. And the A454 is quite an interesting road if you ever drive down that. Seen bits of the country I've never seen before today. I don't particularly want to see them again either, but nevertheless, we are here at Molyneux, right in the city centre of Wolverhampton. Stone's throw away from the University of Wolverhampton as well. And it is the home side who are looking all the more as though they'll be graduating to the championship for next season, with James Henry coming forward up towards the edge of the youth box, clipping the ball up towards the far post where Goalborn is, cross-way to goal, Clark almost in, Wolford collect.
Yeah, Sam Wolford really had to be on his toes for that, and he was, because I think Leon Clark, even on tonight's goal scoring exploits, would have probably finished that from where he was if it hadn't made to him. It was an absolutely great ball into the far post for Wolves, and just unfortunately for them, I think the ball just took a deflection, didn't it, off Cisse as it came and just took the pace off it and allowed Sam Walker to get in front of Clark to prevent the fall.
And the ball slid through a bit almost into Leon Clark from Jacobs, but it's cut out by the long leg of Tom Eastman. Bayern Munich, by the way, can win the Bundesliga this evening. 3-1 up at Hertha Berlin. Dortmund are currently goalless, so Bayern Munich could be crowned champions. It'll be the earliest ever side in Germany as being crowned league champions if they get that result this evening. And a couple of minutes to go in Berlin. The schools elsewhere stay the same. We'll keep you updated with that one as well. Bayern Munich can then just concentrate on the Champions League, rest everybody else for the rest of the Bundesliga. They've been that far ahead. Their division is not as interesting as the Premier League this season. Incidentally, Manchester City still a goal up in the Manchester derby at Old Trafford. Eddie Dzeko's goal up at 45 seconds. Here it's 3-0 to Wolves, and the home side are coming forward with McDonald. Clark's run offside. McDonald lets to go left for Goalborn, and Massey backtracking helps out his defence. Full clearance, well, I say full clearance from Massey. No one put any pressure on the ball there. Shooting opportunity over the crossbar. This time, the shot from around about 20 yards out, sailing over the crossbar from Jacobs. Still 3-0.
Yeah, and I say, Gavin Massey, we talked about the wide players. Can we push them back? Gavin Massey's got the ball 2 yards away from his own goal line. Cleared the ball to midway in his own half, where you'd expect Gavin Massey to be, but the fullback picks up and just makes another driving run into the Colchester United defence. So Colchester United have got to try and move the play a little bit further forward and get the likes of Massey and those joining in.
Walker clears the ball away for the Unis, but it does no more than dribble through to Ikimi, his opposite number, at the other end. The build from the back, and it's almost like a training session at the moment for the side. Top of the championship, beaten only twice here, only conceded 2 goals here this season as well. That's just been their dominance. Forward they come down the Colchester left now. This is an overlapping run from the skipper Ricketts back in the side tonight. Matt Doherty hits it across from Jacobs. Walker should get there and fields it. Goal in the Conference Premier. Well, it's great to Mark Babbage.
Yeah, second one for the Iron Glen. What good news that is from South London. Teddy Davis with a second as well. It was a penalty, the most bizarre decision you'll ever see. It was a free kick, or he thought it was a free kick, given for a foul on play. Referee hadn't given it. Hunt picked the ball up. Penalty, handball. Teddy Davis converts. Welling United Wolverhampton down 2.
Pick on the U's. Down the left, Bose falls over. Slips as he cuts inside. He appeals to the free kick. I'm not too sure. He fell against the wall, man. He slips over and he won't get the free kick for that. Rather academic, I'm afraid. The ball's on the halfway line with Lee Evans. The centre circle. Wolves fans are having to make their own entertainment at the moment as they watch their side play a little bit of a training match. Leading by 3 goals to 0 on BBC, and it's on Football Extra tonight with myself, Glenn Feller and David Gregory in the wonderful, salubrious surroundings of Molyneux. That good little dummy in the central area by Evans to Edwards. Edwards tries to work a 1-2 in Clark. It's cut out by the youth. Eastman then loses the ball in midfield. They need the ball to stick there, but it's no good just giving it back to Wolves all the time. Give yourself some respite, because I know the youth have filed numbers bad, but Wolves have managed to pick away through all the time as Eastman this time cuts out and then turning ball forward, and it goes back to Danny Bart in a defensive position.
Yeah, it seems like Coach United moved Craig Eastman forward in on McDonald. He's been bypassed this time.
Here they come, Wolves up to the edge of the 18-yard area. Skipping around the ball, shot comes in just wide. Wonderful run from Jacobs. He skipped beyond a couple of challenges and then hit it wide as Sam Walker left hand upright. The keeper didn't move. Not because I think he was confident it was going wide, because he wasn't going to get it.
No, he wasn't going to get it. I was thrilled, wasn't it? And I was just hoping that it wasn't going to nestle in the back of the Colchester United. It was a fantastic run, and I've got to be honest, he'll probably be disappointed that he didn't get the shot on target after that run, because he certainly deserved an effort. And Sam Walker, like I say, very pleased to go the correct side for us, side of his post. But fantastic run. And sometimes you have to say you're in the right, what you think the right position, and people say, oh yeah, he's got past 3 or 4 Colchester United players, but he's running at full pace, isn't he? And you kind of can't put too much of an effort into blocking him, because as soon as that ball moves out of the way, you concede free kicks and penalties. But on that occasion, the finish didn't match the run that preceded it.
Wolves have the ball at the back, and they're just playing it around at the moment, and they'll come forward at will, and they'll pick a pass, and they'll work their way through the use. What is now 2 backs to 4. Ball down the right hand side. Edwards looks offside. Flag stays down. Edwards puts it wide. Well, I have to say, David, we're bang in line with that, and he was a good couple of yards beyond Tom Eastman, who was the last man, but the assistant wasn't looking. He was following the ball and where the ball was, rather than looking along the line. Fortunately, Edwards has put it wide, but there's 2 opportunities to make it 4-0.
Yeah, indeed, and Edwards, he never looked comfortable though, did he? Even when he went through, he never got the ball right down his feet. He's got it under control, and we're looking at that might be, but yeah, it is in fact his last contribution. Whether that was going to happen before that distance, I'm not sure. Kenny Jackson has taken Edwards off and replaced it with Jack Price.
Jack Price is 20-year-old. He came to the youth system here, but played 24 appearances this season. One of the other jobs that Kenny Jackson had when he took over as manager of Wolves was to get them used to their new surroundings of League One, and that was mainly cut the budget and cut it as quick as you can. And he did just that, and promoted a lot of youngsters up from the under-21s and youth system. Freddie Sears preparing to come on for the youth once the paperwork gets sorted out. The referee, for some reason, is right over on this touchline, having a word with someone. He's having a word with his fourth official. We'll wait for Freddie Sears to come on. Referee Mr. Warmer says, while we wait for that, let's get on with the game, shall we? Sam Walker clears the ball away up towards Ibrahim. First touch of the second half. Chests it down to nobody in particular. And Wolves are able to bring the ball away over on the far side. The goal ball advances into Colchester territory unhindered and unfettered. And the old gold shirts swarm all over the youth. It's threaded through for Jacobs, the first goal scorer. Goal ball on the overlap. Gets the better at Cisse. Clark awaits for the cross. Good challenging from Cisse. Gets away from the throwing. 3-0 to Wolves on BBC.
Yeah, it looks like it'll be a double substitution with Freddie Sears and Clinton Morrison coming on. You would have thought for fresh legs. I mean, it's quite early in the second half. Craig Eastman, one of the ones coming off. There'll be at least some kind of change in formation, I would have thought, with a central midfield player coming off, and Freddie Sears, he'll want to play further forward than Craig Eastman was. We said just before that, the other side is just a straight up front for Gabbo Ibrahim coming off for Clinton Morrison. We said just in the first few minutes of that half, Craig Eastman seemed to be pushed further forward than Alex Gilby was in the first half as that third central midfield player. So maybe that's the way Joe wants to play, but with a more forward-thinking player in that hole behind the front player, which is now Clinton Morrison rather than Gabbo Ibrahim. But just watch to see how Colchester line up to get a real definitive answer to that formation. It does tweak formation in games, and just keep a very close eye on where the players are in time. At the moment, all the players are converging the far half as we're looking at it, the other side of the centre circle. Probably everyone within about 30-yard circle, Glenn, over on that side.
All that happening with 55 minutes gone on Football Extra. All is about the goalkeeper Carla Keating. Made a good save from Dominic Bose in the first half, but after that, it's been a relative set case. Queen of the Wolves. All down a touch line by Henry. Got out curled out and back in play. There'll be a throw into the use inside Wolves, inside their own half. That's why Dixon wiping moisture off the ball. We're pretty sure it was his weak back pass in the first half, which allowed a good run through on goal for Edwards to make it 2-0. Away by Annie Barr to the back for Colchester Loney. Another throw for Dixon from exactly the same position. Kenny Jackett, the Wolves manager, barking out instructions to inside. He wants to keep them motivated, keep them focused on the job in hand. The ball is fed down this near side. Eastman will put the ball back to goalkeeper Sam Walker. Nearest rivals for Wolves this evening. Brentford are 2-0 down away at Rotherham. Leighton Orient a goal up against Oldham in League One tonight. Ball is over halfway, but Cisse cuts that one out for the use. It's back with goalkeeper Walker once again. Clears it away, but almost inevitably there's an old gold shirt on it, but miscontrolled for once by James Henry. Morrison picks it up and out to Massey. Massey behind Ryan Dixon. Dixon can't retain possession. Dropped away for throw-in to use on this near side touchline. Dixon will look to take in front of his manager Joe Dunn on the edge of the technical area. What must he be thinking on for 60 seconds? Dixon down the touchline for Bose. Bose in a very advanced position, placed up by Bart. Bose gets the better, gets the byline, gets his cross in, and the header is in! Colchester United have got a goal back, and it's Freddie Steers who's headed it into the back of the net. And Hughes makes it 3-1. In fact, it's Alex Gilby. Alex Gilby heads the ball into the back of the net, and I would say gets the Hughes back into this one, or is that just a consolation? Still, Alex Gilby's off the mark. Wolves 3, Colchester 1.
Yeah, indeed, and it was early enough to make something happen, but like I say, Colchester's got to get closer to all the Wolves players when they are in possession. But one thing he will do, I'm afraid, is probably wake up the Wolves players to sort of make things happen quicker and earlier. They'll want to make the chances count that they haven't so far in the game. But fantastic play from Dominic Bose, went past Danny Barr, very, very easy, and then clipped in, and Alex Gilby's header, and well beaten the Wolves goalkeeper.
Today the first, a Colchester United player has scored at Molineux for the first time. Manchester United 0, Manchester City 2 now. Edin Dzeko with his second of the evening, making it 2-0 the City, and the 3 points will be heading across the city of Manchester. Here are Wolves now, stung by that Colchester United goal. Cross on the right-hand side by Henry. Walker fields it low down in front of him in League One. MK Dons 0, Gillingham 1. Gillingham beginning to pull results out of the air. Newcastle United 0, Everton 2. Lukaku with the second there this evening at St James's Park. Newcastle are neither going up nor going down. Everton might get the Europa. Here are Colchester coming forward now. It's Clinton Morrison. Morrison back to Ryan Dixon. Dixon doesn't let to go for the cross. Feeds it wide to Dominic Bose, who's applied the cross for Alex Gilby. First ever goal for Colchester United. Bose wins, doesn't win the corner. It's a good foot in by Barth actually, who then brings the ball out of defence and hits it down this near side touchline. Eastman needs to be careful with the bouncing ball and puts it away for the throw. But there was something for that travelling band of Colchester fans to enjoy here. The first ever goal here for a youth player and a first ever goal for Alex Gilby.
Yeah, indeed, it was. And Colchester United was probably, Wolves will say that that's a better of the second half already, but Colchester United on the first real attack of the half, yeah, goal out of it. They certainly pumped them up a little bit, and they're certainly put more into the game now. The Wolves aren't having the sort of time and space they had on the ball earlier.
Morrison wins the ball back off McDonald, who was sleeping in the centre of the park. Disgruntled groans from the Wolves fans as Sears plays down the right-hand side for Cisse, who's continuing to run forward, more power to his elbow, and he deflects it away off Goldborn, and it's throwing to the home side. Wolves 3, Colchester 1. Alex Gilby for the use of Dominic Bose's cross. 3-0 down at the break. Sears putting pressure on Stearman, who clears away to the halfway line, but Clark's feet in the air by Kungai. Referee says Clark has fouled the skipper, and a free kick to Colchester United inside the home side territory. Kungai goes forward for this one. Second goal would be interesting, wouldn't it? And it's left to David Wright. Wright elects to send Eastman forward as well here. Approaching, just on past, just clicked over the hour mark. in by right, up to Cook guy, beaten in the air, drops the edge of the box for Gilby, buoyed by his first ever goal. Can't work it into a white shirt though, and Wolves comfortably bring the ball out of defence. But there's not too many targets to hit the ball forward to, so they have to play a very cheap ball deep inside their own half. Crawley Town 0, Sheffield United 2, with League One this evening. Wolves bringing it down the near side with Rickett back in the side tonight. Matt Doherty out injured. It's the Royal International and the skipper. Wolves back to goalkeeper Ikemi. Had no chance from that header skill, but it was well placed. He was flicking it beyond him. Ikemi out to the back. Questioned by Evan. Went out to the far side. James Henry. Henry goes to the cut. It might loop into Sam Walker's arm. Indeed it does. Colchester goalkeeper. A bit more tempo about the use now. A bit more hurry-up football. Buoyed by getting themselves, you wouldn't quite say back into the game, but getting themselves a goal nevertheless this evening. It's with Ceesay at the back now. David Wright inside Colchester half. Back to a Cook guy and his lime green boots this evening to Eastman. And Eastman back to Sam Walker. Walker would drill it straight up down the middle for Sears to run onto. Struggling slightly under pressure. Ricketts on this near side, but Sears was offside anyway. Free kick just over the hour gone. 3-1 to Wolves on beating Colchester.
Yeah, it was one of those strange ones, wasn't it? I think the Wolves player, I think it was Rickett. Yeah, as soon as the ball came in, he knew Freddie Sears was offside, or in an offside position, and he was wary of letting it go and letting Freddie onto it. So he had to go back and make the header, and then as soon as Freddie went anywhere near the ball, the flag goes up then. But Colchester United win the ball back.
They've won it back and they stream over halfway with Dominic Bose. He's got Morrison screaming for it wide and it doesn't reach Clinton Morrison. Bose continues his run though, but he's overhit it and he's run straight into Stearman at the back and they can bring the ball out of defence, and Clinton Morrison holds his head in his hand. He was in particular space over on that far side. Just needed Dominic Bose to get his head up, but that's easier said than done sometimes.
It is indeed, yeah. I mean, Dominic Bose was just looking to get forward centrally, like I say, at no stage did he pick his head up out to that right hand side to have a look, and I'm sure Clinton will be frustrated, but I'm pretty sure as well he'll just crack on with it and know that he's just got to keep getting in those correct positions, and hopefully he'll be soon.
Here come Wolves down this near side with Ricketts up towards the edge of that Colchester box once again. Henry's gone on the overlap. He goes inside to the substitute Price. Back to Henry. Looks to clip a crossing. It's held up first time by Gilby. Cross goes into the arms of Sam Walker. Both fans, I think, a little bit disgruntled by seeing their side be a little bit wasteful with crossing opportunities from right and from the left as well. I don't think unless Colchester can get a second, they're in any real danger. That's poor from Ali Ceesay. Sam Walker's roll out, miscontrols it, and it goes away for the throw in. Just collected by Wolves on the halfway line. Slips in his near side for Ricketts. Only the 10th goal Wolves have conceded here this season in League One, by the way. So another little defender in Colchester cap. It's up to Evans now. Evans trying to voice get beyond his sticks with his man though. Right tight down by the byline. And it goes behind for quite going behind. It's on the other side of the corner flag. It'll be a throw in to Wolves. They take quickly and give to Ricketts in a very advanced position. Across the centre of the park for Price. The youngster. Down the touchline for Clark. Clark down towards the byline. A good guy steps out of his central area to mark up Leon Clark. Across into the box with Jacobs. Jacobs trying to work a little 1-2 there with Evans. It goes out wide instead. Crossing opportunity. 2 goal shirts away the cross. Smashes across the face of goal and comes to the near side. They remain 3-1.
Yeah, you can see what Colbert was trying to do, wasn't he? He was trying to just drill it into the area. So it 4 or 5 yards out, so Sam Walker couldn't get to it, and defenders are wary of putting it towards their own goal, but not too much height on it, and Colchester United making their third and final substitution of the evening, with Gavin Massey making way for young Sammy Schmodic.
So there's an invitation to Sammy Schmodic to come off the bench and face our host of either full or under 21 internationals. I think the instruction for it just to be to hustle and parry and force Wolves back again through sheer hard work. That's a good flick on by Bose. Arm all over the back of Stearman by Freddie Sears by Richard Stearman. It should have been a free kick, but the referee, to be honest with you, there's no way he could see through a whole host of players what was going on there. We could come out high vantage position. It's Morrison on the halfway for Colchester. They look to switch it over the far side to Cisse, who this time is concentrating and retains possession for the U's. Coming forward, switches it inside for Vose, 10 yards inside the Wolves half. Vose inside for Sears. Sears gets it up under his feet, scores this distance on Saturday. Square pass for Gilby. Gilby lifts the ball over the crossbar. That was good. Good 3-1.
Yeah, it was good play, wasn't it? Great position again from Freddie Sears. Managed to then attack the Wolves defence. Just rolled into the position. Alex Gilby making an early decision to open his body out and go for a right-footed side. I think he was just trying to go round and over Ikemi to his left into that top corner, but unfortunately got too much on it and it went over. But better from the U's, and it's still been more on the left-hand side of the three. Stanley Smodic on the right-hand side of David Wright at the moment. And, they just seem to be leaving Freddie Sears, Dominic Bowes and Clinton Morrison up more of the three now than at any other stage in the game.
David Gregory, the former Colchester midfielder, with us on BBC Essex this evening. Throw in two views on this near side touchline. Dixon will take, hurling it, but doesn't reach Bowes. Get him away. Over to halfway for Clark, challenging from Smodic, a bit late, but Evans just steps over it and spreads the play far side for Goalbourne, the Barnsley man. Midfield Jacobs, who started his career with Wolverhampton. What makes his name was Derby, really. Goalbourne, once again, Jacobs it was, who started things after 50 seconds. His cross, which is like for some reason let go. Swept past McDonald with a man on Freddie Sears. Sears yet to start the game, coming back from that hamstring injury, but turned the game on Saturday, inadvertently set up Gavin Massey's first goal and then scored a wonderful goal from 20 yards out to make it 2-2. The Football League show made quite a lot of that on Saturday evening, showing it, re-showing it, both in the starting and end credits of the programme. This is Ricketts with the 1-2 with Leon Clark, still running. Ricketts with put in again from Tom Eastman. And he carries the ball out of defence to the U's, up to Vose, always showing to the ball from the West Ham man. Spread to the near side for Ryan Dixon. We're inside the final quarter of this game on BBC Essex. Dixon on the halfway for Colchester, back to Vose. Vose looks for an option wide. Plenty of options, two white shirts up ahead of him, but four Wolves players between him and his intended target. So it's four squares to Cisse, just inside the Wolves half. Cisse back to Vose. Ball pass forward by Vose. Morrison out muscled by Bart, Stearman, and it's Bart who awaits the ball from goalkeeper Ikemi, putting himself wide again. Danny Bart waiting for the ball, and it is indeed rolled to him. And the goalkeeper Ikemi, or not Ikemi, a clean sheet. This is a trademark for this season. No one's considered Stewart in League One. Picked on by Leon Clark down the near side, volleyed away by Ryan Dixon for the U's. Cleared away off. Well, it's off Ricketts' mark. Ricketts takes the throw in. Hughes will eventually have it on the halfway line. The update for the Premier League and League One story as well as the evening progresses. Ranging 2-0 up at Weather. We can check the mark in a few moments' time. That's that for Dixon. Oh, Dixon again, a poor pass. Just gives it to Leon Clark. And over halfway they come with Jack Price. Price down the near side for Henry. Henry cutting inside, faced up by Dixon. Back to Evans, who backheels into the 18-yard area for Clark. Back to Henry. 3 men away to cross. Henry might try to go to the byline here. Jinking, one way or the other. Little shimmy of the hips. And pushes it back to Lee Evans. Crossing opportunity for Evans. Into the near post. Cleared away by Kungai. And should be further cleared by Smodic. But he can't bring the ball under control, rather frustratingly. Wolves picking up possession again in the centre circle with the ever-impressive Kevin McDonald, who joined from Sheffield United in August. To Price. Halfway line. Wolves coming forward. The home crowd would like to see more goals. And this is James Henry. Low ball in. Doesn't reach Clark. Cleared away by Eastman again. And Vose can't bring the ball under control for the U's. Making two men go down into the centre circle. Wolves inevitably pick up possession. Leon Clark trying to lay the ball off. Now this might be a chance for Colchester to step themselves away. Vose hits it over halfway. Sears goes on the run. Cut out by Stearman. Still 3-1.
Yeah, great defender was it from Stearman. Just spotted the danger that Freddie Sears was looked like he might create down that right hand side. Can't criticise the ball too much. He's trying to leave it outside of Freddie Sears. just good defending from Stearman to make sure he cut out the danger. But Wolves aren't putting that much pressure on the back four of Colchester United since the goal really, and Colchester United are holding them at bay. But there's times like this though that Wolves are still so good in possession.
Balls from Clark, looking to put Eastman under pressure. They won't do so though, and Dixon will clear the ball away for the U's. Over halfway, over at Morrison's head. Something headed forward by Bart. Clark's coming back from an offside position, so he just allows a good guy to head the ball back. Arsenal 1, Swansea City 1 in the Premier League this evening. Right there for Arsenal, who were beaten by 6 the weekend by Chelsea. 1,001 games now for Arsene Wenger. Over halfway for the U's with Dixon to Vos. Now Arsenal 2, Swansea City 1. Podolski and Giroud within the space of 60 seconds. Colchester have the ball just inside the Wolverhampton Wanderers half. Up again is Vos. Vos slides down the left-hand side for Sears. 2 men are waiting across in the middle from the former West Ham man. Sears clicks it in. Far post. 3-2. Colchester United. Is this the fight back we were waiting for? Sparks into action. Wonderful cross. Hung up to the far post by Freddie Sears. And David Wright thumped it into the back of the net. 19 minutes ago. Surely not, David Gregory. Wolves 3, Colchester 2.
Yeah, once again it was a fantastic ball, wasn't it, into that penalty area. I mean, that time from Freddie Sears. I'm pretty sure it was David Wright making that on that far post. I mean, straight away, I mean, that's where Stanley Smollett is on that right-hand side. So I think it was... Colchester United. Yeah, it was indeed. I mean, it's just been announced that it was David Wright. We talked sort of early on in the game, we wondered how often that David Wright would get into the opposition half. Wanted him to sit in front of the back four and just protect the back four now. But as he is, he's the one that gets in on that far post. We talked about one earlier in the first half of the ball comes in from one side. You want one of the midfield players to be making the far post area, and on that occasion it was David Wright making sure he was covering that far post area in case the ball comes over the keeper, and then a good finish into the roof of the net. But like you say, we just wanted to win this second half then, didn't we? We won it 1-0, fantastic, but at the moment it's 2-0 to Colchester, making it 3-2. So I'm sure there will be a small amount of nerves in and amongst the Wolves, maybe fans and players, hopefully.
Well, what Colchester need to try to do now is keep it tight, keep it at 3-2, play on the home side nerves. It was a rout in the first half, but you've really got to applaud what the U's have done in this second period. There have been opportunities for Wolves. Opening 10 minutes, you feared the worst, that the one-way traffic was going to continue, but they got a goal back, then they held them at arm's length, then they've taken their second opportunity as well. David Wright's first goal, thumping it in at the far post for Colchester United. Sears hung it up to the far post. I thought the goalkeeper, I think, was going to come for it, but it just evaded him and dropped in at the far post. It's now Bristol City 5, Port Vale 0. I also tell you, Tranmere are 2-1 down at home to Swindon. Rotherham 2, Brentford 0. Preston 1, Peterborough 1. MK Dons 0, Gillingham 1. Orient 1, Oldham 0. Crewe 0, County 1. Ball given away on the halfway line. Hughes come away with it to Gilby. Gilby looking to switch it over the top of Sears, just slightly overhit and through to goalkeeper Ikedi. Bristol City 5, Port Vale 0. Bradford 0, Walsall 1. Carlisle and Shrewsbury are still goalless, incidentally, and those 2 goals from Arsenal in the space of 60 seconds with Podolski and Giroud. Now Wolves looking to stretch away down this near side with James Henry offering himself as an option. The man doing the overlapping run, it was Evans, comes off Eastman last and goes away for the throw-in. Well, David, we were critical and harsh on Colchester in the first half, and difficult not to be perfectly honest with you, and for the first 10 minutes of the second half, but you kind of have to applaud what they've done since then. As the ball's hit to Leon Clark, can he turn here? He can, but a foot guy gets the block in for the kick.
Yeah, we were quite critical of Colchester, and as you said, rightly so. I think in the second half they've definitely really made a game of it, and you can see since that second goal there's been 2 occasions where Wolves haven't found the pass that maybe the fans thought they should have done. There's all certainly unrest in the stadium.
Henry's cross is headed away by Eastman. Back to McDonald. Shout the home crowd. They do, and some members of that home crowd who did shout for him to shoot are now fielding the ball behind Sam Walker's goal. It was so far over the crossbar. Quarter of an hour to go on BBC Essex, and Wolves are going to make a double change here. They're going to bring on Noah Dicko. He's going to replace. You were probably saying, unfortunately, on Clark, he's had a number of opportunities to score. And probably won't be presented with any easier chances than he had tonight. He comes off, and also coming on is Zachary Sacco. Not bad when you can bring a man signed from St Etienne on, is it? Yeah, he comes on. So Liam has already showed up well in the last 20 or so minutes. He was showing the ball. He comes off. He replaced by Zachary Sacco. While that's happening, let's pop off to the conference premiere. Brentford Town cruising last time we heard of.
Well, cruising, yeah, maybe, yes. They do look the better side by far. They still enjoy this 2-goal lead then, but I'm saying the better part of the summer. They have been caught back from 2 goals to 0 ahead this season so far. Certainly having a Kidderminster early in the season. So still some work to do to see this one out, but they're on their way. Well organised to 0 Brentford Town too.
Thank you, Mark. That's live on the website, BBC Essex BBC Sport website. Here on FMN Digital for BBC Essex, it is Wolves 3, Colchester United 2. And suddenly it's a bit of a tasty final 15 minutes, a more tasty final 15 minutes than we certainly thought we were going to get this evening. Wolves have a free kick inside the Colchester half. Clip down the touchline for Sacco. Dicko it was who tried to flick it on to Sacco. Both Frenchmen. They pick up possession, and this is Zachary. Rolls it down the touchline. Goal ball with a crossing opportunity, and it's taken a double deflection, I think. Well, I thought it had taken a double deflection, and for off the Wolves man last. Referee Mr. Warner says no corner.
Yeah, I think the referee got that one wrong. I think he spotted Glenn, and it certainly looked like he got the final touch off the Wolves player, but I think Colchester will have to defend, but looks like they're going to leave 2 or 3 players up from it.
Here goes the corner, header! He's wide of Sam Walker's goal from Danny Barton. Walker was beaten and was sort of skipped in the air, hoping and praying it was going to go wide, and indeed it did.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great lead from Danny Bart, wasn't it? And I think it was another one of those where you look at it and you're hoping that it falls the right side of the upright nearest us. So we've not got a great view of how near it was, but in the end it was far enough away not to put Wolves 4-2 up. But Colchester United leaving 3 men up, and the Wolves were quite brave by only leaving 3 back. Normally you'd have 1 more than the opposition leave up, but they were quite happy with Colchester 3-on-3 at the back while they took their corner.
So throwing for Colchester inside their own half. They've got 12 minutes to nick themselves something. This will be the most famous of famous comebacks from Colchester United, if they can do it against the League One leaders and soon-to-be Championship club Wolverhampton Wanderers. Henry has it near side. Wolf goal would of course be killing as far as Wolves are concerned. Dicko putting the ball straight out of play. Sorry for the use, but not come off a Wolves player. It's not a Colchester player. Assistant and the referee look at each other. Eventually give the decision to Wolves, but they've promptly given the ball away. This is Mose now. Mose spreads into the centre circle. Schmodic shields the ball away. Needs someone to give him support. He's in the back of the referee. Schmodic's cross-field pass. That also happened in the first half when Wolves cleared the ball away, and it ended with Dominic Mose firing at a shot which Hakimi chipped over the crossbar. Bradford City 0, Wolves 2 now in League One. So the referee's evened that one up, David.
Yeah, he did indeed. I mean, that Sammy Suarez was looking out here for Alex Gilby with a pass, ricocheted off the referee, and then I think it was Dicko just went down under no challenge at all, expecting a free kick, and Tom Eastman I think could have probably just walked out defensively, but he lashed out, played for a throw-in, so thinking that a free kick would be given, it wasn't, so Wolves had to throw in, but it's got a little bit scrappy from a Wolves point of view, and it sounds to me like the crowd aren't too happy with the goings on in the last 20 minutes or so.
Disgruntled growers will tell you they're not happy. They feel their side of gone to sleep, and I know you as a former professional, David, will say you don't get lackadaisical and you don't get into a comfort zone, but it probably would have been different as a foul short on the near side by Bart now at the top of the stairs. Indeed, the referee agreed. But it would have been difficult for Wolves, David, not to think that. The first 45 minutes was one-way traffic, and the first 10 of the second half was as well. And I guess if you've got into that frame of mind, it's difficult to get out of it suddenly.
Yeah, you can't sort of switch on and switch off it. They needed to carry on doing what they were doing, and I think the first goal called them out a little bit, didn't it? And then all of a sudden, just 2 crosses out of the box. When it gets to this then, you're then thinking, how important are those individual mistakes at the back, because, like I say, Wolves have missed plenty of chances. You know, they've had plenty of shots, plenty of efforts and goals. Sam's made saves, but
free kick is defended away, only as far as Dominic Bose cross-field pass is cut out and away come Wolves. As rather telegraph pass before Barnet man. Ball slipped through the middle. Dicko's running onto it. Walker needs to slide out. He's invited to slide out by the back-pedaling newsman who was Ali Cisse. It was actually really good defensive work by the pair of them. Walker slides out and it's cleared away. We're inside the final 10 minutes on BBC Essex. Wolves 3, Colchester United 2. If you'd switched off at half-time and then switched back on just to see how things were going, you're probably wondering how the heck this has happened. Now here's a chance for Schmodek, through on goal. Good sliding challenge comes in. Schmodek just evaded the initial challenge there on the edge of the box from Stearman. But give credit to Richard Stearman. Just as Schmodek looked to get the ball out from under his feet and unleashed the shot, he stretched the long leg out front.
Yeah, I think in evading that first challenge, he just caught off balance, wasn't he? Wasn't able to regain that balance until Stearman was able to put the incisive tackle at the end in there. But still, Colchester United, you know, keeping Wolves back in this play.
Poor clearance, only as far as Gilby for Wolves. Ball spread near side for Dixon. 25 yards out, Ryan Dixon. 20 yards out, Dixon fires into Roger behind the keeper's goal. That's a waste when you've got 4 white shirts ahead of you waiting for something.
It is, isn't it? Because I think he's close enough in, and he's got enough space in front of him to get that shot away. But in the end, it was the execution of it rather than the decision. I looked down at the bench and both Mark Kinsella and Joe Dunn applauded Colchester for the move that moved the ball from one side of the pitch to the other, that opened up the space for Ryan Dixon. Just disappointing he couldn't get the shot so at least near the target and maybe work the keeper. But I think he had every right to push the ball 2 or 3 yards ahead of him and unleash the shot. Just unfortunately it wasn't anywhere near on target. And once again, Colchester United. We talked about the first 20 minutes quietening the crowd and stopping them cheering too much. Well, it's been like that for the last 20 minutes.
Plymouth 1 extra 2 in League 2 is good from the South End United point of view, but York are winning. Henry gets his cross in towards the far post. There's only a shirt pulled was Zachary Sacco. Referee can't see that though. And Wolves have an edge there. Little back heel to Sacco. 2 waiting for the cross. Comes in the cross from Sacco. Blocked away by David Wright. Come on a kick.
Yeah, great block. I mean, he just came out of the midfield area there, David Wright. Make sure he was there. Back heel from Kevin McDonald. They've got Sacco. Yeah, I've got Sacco in down that left hand side. I've got to be honest, I think he should have put it in left at his first time, but took a couple of touches and then by then David Wright extinguished the danger.
7 minutes to go on BBC Essex. Corner's taken short, floated in. Walker's favour for this as it bounces in front of it. He collects it, looks to bowl it out, but Wolves immediately cover all the options, but he goes beyond those, up to Sears, who hung up the cross for David Wright's goal. Sears, has he got beyond Ricky? Yes, he has. Schmodek goes on the run. Sears switches play near side for Shammy Schmodek. Schmodek's back to Vose, midway point of the Wolves half. This is good from Colchester. They need to get men up into the port. Vose across the centre of midfield for David Wright. Wright switches it far side for Cisse. Sears steps out of an attacking position to offer the option of the pass, and Cisse goes behind everybody, and Dominic Vose will do well to catch this one up. And well, actually the ball's gone out of play, and that's really fortunate because Noah Dicko would have had a clean one through on goal.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost glad, wouldn't it, that they did go out of play, because Dominic Vose trying his hardest to keep it on. It was a poor ball. I think it was from Cisse, down this left-hand side. Ryan Dixon had gone past Dominic Vose, and the ball was kind of in between them, and neither of them. But once again, Wolves losing possession. Colchester United able to break.
Morrison invites Gilby to go on the run. He's been good again this evening, Alex Gilby. Cleared away into the stands. That's safety first from Richard Stearman. Wolves 3, Colchester 2 on BBC Essex. They were 3-0 down on the break. They fought back. Alex Gilby and David Wright. The first ever goals that Colchester have scored at Molineux. Throw it to the U's, Dixon will take.
I think it's Alex Gilby and David Wright's first goal for the
Yep, definitely, yeah. Had a few chances this season, Alex Gilby. Now when we spoke to him, he was hoping to get on the score sheet. He's a long throw in from Dixon, headed away. Eastman is alive to it and heads it back towards the danger zone. Vose pulls wide, forced back towards the halfway line though. Vose clipping it up towards the edge of the box where it's chested down nicely by Schmodek. Invites the run here to the area. Shot in! Off the post! Off the inside of the post from Sammy Sears and defended away. Lovely work from Schmodek, inviting Sears to go on the run. Got the shot. It didn't only hit the post, it hit the inside of the post. Back in from Sears. Headed away again, and Sacco will bring the ball away for Wolves. Was that the chance, David?
Well, yeah, hopefully not. Hopefully we'll have 1 or 2 more chances, but a fantastic strike from Freddie Sears. Great control and layoff from Samuel Smodic, and Freddie Sears, a great strike across the keeper and off the inside of the post. Just unfortunate that it ricocheted to a Wolves player rather than a Colchester United player. Just over here as the Wolves man was coming back from an offside position.
Now Crewe 0, Notts County 2, Colchester at Notts County at the weekend, and arguably a bigger game in terms of the league standing than this evening's is. But if Colchester could nick something from this, what a point to take it to Meadow Lane. Newcastle have got 3 down at home to Everton now. Walker hits it long up towards the Tungai, can't get there first to use defender, back in by Vogt, drops on the edge of the area, poke towards goal, Akini falls on it, Sammy Shoddick's effort, and Akini falls on the ball.
Yeah, didn't really catch hold of the shot, did he, Sam? Just stabbed it in, but got it on target, and Akini having to go down to his right to save, but the crowd are really getting on the Wolves back now. They're not happy with how this game has gone in the last 15 or 20 minutes, as Colchester probably created more chances than Wolves have done in that period.
Here come Wolves down this near side with Rickett. Forced back by Colchester though. Is there one more chance in this for the U's? One more chance that we're praying for. You should say Freddie Sears' opportunity wasn't a clear-cut one. It was a lovely strike from the edge of the box, but it hit the inside of the post and bounced away. Here come Wolves. Up towards it, that Colchester box. This is Sacco. Home crowd want a shot. Sacco hits it. It hits the Hughes defender. It'll go away from the corner kick. Walker won't keep that in. And Wolves suddenly are looking to waste time.
Yeah, indeed. And I mean, to be fair, the two subs have come on and they haven't really threatened Sam Walker's goal at all. I mean, they're probably the closest one of the two of them. Either of the two of them have come. And the shot deflects. I mean, it's been blocked on the edge of the penalty area before it got anywhere near Sam Walker. And now for a corner, and certainly the Wolves player, I think that is Sacco, taking an age to go and take it, but takes it.
They're taking it short. McDonald's come close to it, gets the cross in, deflects away off Dixon, another corner kick. He's eating up second. From Colchester point of view. Home crowd not happy with what they've seen in the second half here, certainly after the 55th minute onwards, not happy. So the U's fashion something. We've got to keep balls out first of all from this 8th corner of the game. It's flashed towards the far post, comes off Eastman's head last. Well, it's clearly not Tom Eastman.
I think it might have hit Danny Bart behind Tom Eastman, and certainly the 2 or 3 Wolves players in the penalty area made no attempt at appealing for it at all, and all of a sudden plenty of activity on both benches with both managers and assistants in the technical area, shouting the instruction as Sam Walker prepares to take the goal kick. Once again, all the play concertinaed into probably a 20-yard area in and around the halfway line as Sam Walker clears, but Stearman gets the first sitter in there.
Equaliser for Swansea at Arsenal. Flamini own goal. Ball over the top for Sears to run on to. Stearman's favourite to head that one away. He helped out to a left back. Goal ball. The Wolves man down is Jacobs, I think, on the centre circle. Referee waves play on. In a forward on the flesh from David Rice. I say that the best thing to do no more than head it when he headed it. Ball cut out by Dixon though, who's then hugged by Sacco. Referee waves play on as Dixon strides out of defence. Jacobs just bounces off the former Southampton man, and Cisse closed down, plays it into a very congested area, but not when it goes shows some smart footwork to bring the ball away for Colchester United. Down the right hand side it goes to Sears to give chase, so his hands slipped up to chase. They are, but there's too much pace on the ball, and it goes behind for a goal kick. 3-2 Wolves lead here on the Majestic. 90 seconds of the time to go.
For the first time in the last probably 20-25 minutes, the Wolves stand getting behind their team rather than grumbling about them. I mean, they've actually got behind them on a phase of play where they've allow Colchester to knock it around them, get it back into Dominic Bowes, and then back to Cisse, and then Cisse up to Sears, and then all of a sudden maybe the Wolves fans have thought, actually the players out there need us now for this last real bit of the game.
Eastman heads away for the U's. Forward it goes from the back for Wolves. Anyway, will do at the moment for them. Dixon heads it forward in the midfield area. That's a foul in the back by David Wright on Jacobs. Jacobs just didn't jump to the ball, and Wright bought it and jumped into the back of it with a free kick. Now Orient 1, Oldham Athletic 1. Not what Colchester fans probably wanted to hear this evening. Flamini's own goal, by the way, coming in the 90th minute. It was Leon Osmond who got the third for Arsenal in the Premier League. Wolves 3, Colchester United 2. Waiting the fourth official for 3-0 to Manchester City. Now Yaya Toure was the goal there. Manchester United 0, Manchester City 3. More pressure on the home manager. All back with Tarmakini, the Wolverhampton Wanderers goal. Hits it long, hanging forward, straight through the middle. And believe it or not, 4 minute mark's gone up, and there's a few home fans not 100% happy that 4 minutes has gone up. Well, the fact of the matter is that Colchester have made 3 substitutions. Wolverhampton made 3. That's 30 seconds of things, that's 3 minutes, and another minute added on for good measure. 20 seconds into this now. Now Rotherham 3, Brentford 0. Crewe Alexandra 0, Notts County 3. Meadow Lane on Saturday, BBC Essex. Preston 3 now, Peterborough United 1. All late goals in League One. Is there a late goal here? Walker hits it long, straight down the middle, headed away by Bart. He has a white shirt on it, and get everybody out of the place. Noah Dicko wasn't really alive to that. He should have put the U's under pressure, and the home crowd are frustrated. Down the touchline he goes with Vogt. Vogt's cutting inside, Dominic Vogt. Vogt hits it, weekend of line.
Yeah, he just smashed there in the final minute, didn't he? I think, and then cramps kicking in. Dominic, no, he's okay, he's alright. I think it was good run inside onto his right foot, but then he just smashed to the shot, and I think there was another one of those occasions where it's probably the right decision. He's in a position where he was quite within his right to go for the shot, but unfortunately, another one off target. But once again, I mean, I think it was Dicko who said, didn't we? I mean, absolutely extraordinary that he would allow the ball to go all the way through to Dixon without closing him down and just let Colchester United get on the attack again. Kenny Jacker will want more from his forwards when they're sort of not under the cosh, but they're certainly sort of not having the better of things.
It's Sacco now running it towards the corner flag. Who would have said that would have been the case at the 45-minute mark? Foul by Schmodik, says Mr. Wolver. Free kick to Watford. They'll take an absolute age over this. Second bottom dollar. Schmodik didn't leave it with the decision. Vincent Morrison, for some reason, decided to go across and give it to defenders. So someone's going to get booked here. Someone's going to collect the second portion of the evening in a Colchester United shirt. Greg Easton was booked in the first half. 16 booked.
Good to see, say, I don't know if it was for something he must have said afterwards, but I think Sam Smodis fouled him. The referee played an advantage. I think the referee eventually gave him for a foul against Cisse. Cisse argued the case and took a yellow card for his troubles, but Wolves in injury time at home, wasting time. That's offside, I think. Yeah. Colson off his hand, he's kicked the ball away, so that's a yellow card.
Yep. Sacco's brought himself a cheap yellow card. Braintree Town have won 2-0 this evening. In League One, it's finished. Rotherham United 3, Brentford 0. Sam Walker trying to steal about 10 yards in the league position. And he's got his flag up clearly. Sam puts up across. We'll see. Finished Arsenal 2, Swansea City 2 in the Premier League. 1,001. Slightly happier than 1,000 in Mr. Wenger, but not by much. Chesterfield 1 more from him in League 2 near the top of that. That's been certain Chesterfield are anyway. Crawley 0, Sheffield United 2. Ball is banged forward by Wolves and Sacco is called offside. Dagenham and Redbridge 0, Accrington and Stanley 0 in League 2. All the full time. Now, Test 30 on BBC Essex on Football Extra tonight. It's Bournemouth 4, League 1 in the Championship. Fleetwood 3, Bristol Rovers 1, Bristol Rovers suddenly relegated top near the foot of the table. Walker hits it long towards the 18-yard area. He's got a shirt tugging going on there, not least by Alex Gilby. Referee doesn't see it. Close, can he get across in here? He doesn't look, he's got Crampos, cuts inside, and Sears offering himself. Sears, wide position, 20 yards out, shoots it up towards the far post. Goalkeeper stays at home. Eastman goes for the header, dropping ball, fan last, but it won't go behind for the corner kick. We have got 5 seconds of the 4 minutes of time added on to go. It's bang down the middle. Oh, it's the run through the middle for Noah Dicko. Dicko through on goal. Up against Sam Walker, 1-on-1, Noah Dicko! He scored! Noah Dicko has put the ball in the back of the net. Wolves have won it in the last minute by 4 goals to 2. Home fans are absolutely crazy because they know they've got out of jail. 4-2. Tears and tears of relief there that they've got that 4th goal because they have been under the cosh in Colchester United. The league leaders are by far and away the best side in the division, under pressure for the last half an hour, and you can see the relief amongst the players and amongst the crowd here at Molyneux. That's certainly, I mean, like
games. We're into more than the 4 minutes of busy time already, so there's no chance the Colchester come back. But a great fight back in the second half. We asked about can they win this second half then? Well, they have won the second half 2-1, and so it's been a great fight back from Colchester United, a great second half performance. It's over now, and unfortunately we go into the game against Notts County, still looking over our shoulders a little bit, but hopefully, this second half performance, as we said against Crawley, the second half performance, can we take into the next game? And so use that positivity to get the result at Notts County.
There goes the full-time whistle. Suddenly the home fans in the last 35 minutes have been sitting on the edge of their seats, have been very, very anxious indeed, have found their voices. A few moments ago they were moaning and groaning at Noah Dicko's because he didn't chase the loose balls, but he's run through the middle and converted from a very wide position to make it 4-2 in the end. But it's a wonderful second half performance for Colchester United.